Huh?
Amanda's leaving today
What?
because Wendy's.
Yeah, I know. I love you. Mama, wait, come say hi to my fans. I'm live on Instagram.
like him.
Can you say hi?
No.
Oh my gosh, she's so feisty. It's Women's Wednesdays. This is how this goes. You guys know. Today is Women's Wednesdays. Shout out to all my ladies out there. Hola. Hola, people. What's up? Morning. She said no. Yes, Ciara said no. Hey, what's up, Italo? Who else is in here? What's up, Brooke? Who else is on this joint today? Bombay. True 1229. Hola. How's everybody doing out there? How's everybody feeling out there? So you guys know I always pull up to Women's Wednesdays like about 1 or 2 minutes late. I literally just finished a Zoom class with Future. He is getting close to ending school, so this is going to get even more interesting because we know what that means. That means that we have to occupy our time that was being occupied with something to do. So I don't know about you guys, but we're still trying to figure it all out. I feel a little bit better in quarantine because I feel like it's not this new thing. This life has become the new norm. Sometimes I do have little moments where I'm like a little like stir crazy or frustrated. I'm like, I just want to do something more. I was saying to my friends how I contemplated taking Future and Sienna stuffed animals and putting them outside and acting like we're going to go on a safari ride. That's how crazy it's getting now. I'm like, what can we do to just keep the fun going? Ordering more pool floaties, just doing all kind of stuff to just like keep it interesting. But nonetheless, as you guys know, this is Women's Wednesdays, our chance for us women to connect. Pulling up some of the questions that you guys asked. You guys submitted them to the Beauty Marks page. And as always, I like to chat about things you guys are thinking of and want to talk about. And so today, okay, so there I'm gonna go through a couple of them, but I'll start with this first one. Someone says here, how do you let a best friend go who only causes you a headache? Okay, so I think last week I talked about this best friend thing, and I'm just a big believer that your friends that are in your friend circle should share a very similar vision to the one that you have for yourself. Doesn't mean you guys aspire to do the exact same things in life, but the level of thinking, the way that you approach life has to be aligned. Russ and I always talk about being equally yoked in our marriage, and I think it's game changing when you and your partner or the person on the other side has a very similar vision and philosophy to how you want to approach life. And I think that this idea kind of applies to even your friendships. Like, you want to be equally yoked all around. You want to have just a great have a good circle of friends that understand you understand them, so that when you guys do get frustrated or when you guys do have moments, you always can work through them because you're pretty much on the same page. So if someone is causing you a headache from like stuff that has something to do with nothing, if that makes any sense, then you most likely need to like kind of let that go, because friends that cause headaches is not a healthy relationship. Somebody else asked another question. Let me see here. Who's more firm with kids, Russ or me? I think it depends on the moment. Sienna, she gets him. I will tell you, Russ is like, he's pretty tough. He's firm with love, I will say. But I think Sienna, like, she kind of gets him sometimes, just a little bit. And it's always cute to see that because he's like, all about the principle, but then every now and then Sienna's like the great negotiator, and she gets dad really good. And I just laugh. I laugh inside and I'm smiling on the inside like, that toughness kind of going out the door a little bit right now, in those moments. Let me see. Someone says, talk about what this stillness is like as someone who's been on the go for 15 years. What's going on with you mentally, and how will you get back to being busy after experiencing quarantine? So this stillness has definitely been I'm a homebody, so I will say being at home is not really the craziest thing for me, because I'm always on the go, so I enjoy being at home in those moments. But I think that being a homebody is one thing, but being told to stay home is something else. Like now it's like you put something else on my whole like setup and flow, and the fact that I can't go out and like eat, and just have like a normal, just go have a date night or go have a lunch somewhere, just go out and be in a different environment, does kind of get a bit challenging at times, honestly frustrating at times. I just try to manage all of those feelings, so I don't want to let it like work me up so much that it just I carry a weight with it throughout my everyday movement, because that's not going to be healthy. Plus I'm pregnant, so I want to have some good balance mentally for all those reasons too. But it definitely is a different feeling, because I am used to moving and shaking. Luckily I've been able to still keep working out, and I've been able to do a lot of meetings through Zoom, which I think there's been a positive to that. I think the positive to it is that you're not having to get on flights every other day, because what I do now that I have kids and family, before, when I was like younger and didn't have any responsibilities of any kind, of any sort like that, I would such as family and kids, I would go to a place and be able to have a little grace period to hang out and like just kind of do whatever I wanted to do. And now for me it's like I gotta get back home to my family, so I'll fly in and out to do work. And now I'm not having to do that as frequently as I was, because I had a lot of meetings that would sometimes be on the East Coast in New York. I would have to fly back frequently, and that's a 5-hour flight, 5-hour to 6-hour flight coming from New York to Seattle. And so I don't have to do that as much. So I'm actually appreciative for that reason. And then also, the question went away. Let me see here. Yeah, so that's kind of been a positive. I think that's also kind of allowing us to be cost effective. People with budgets, they're not having to be on, fly as much, which can be a good thing, I think, for companies sometimes. Then it says here, what's going on with you mentally in this process? Mentally, I am okay. Actually, I'm hanging in there. I am definitely really focused on being positive as much as I can. I will say, though, I always say the positive about this time of being still is I get to enjoy my time with my kids. Like I didn't get to normally spend this type of quality time with my family consistently. Like we kind of like Russ would be in football. He would literally be in training camp right now, which is always fun going to training camp. Actually this would be OTAs, so I don't really go to OTAs, but or maybe I go to a few of them when they open them up for family. But basically what Russ would be doing is he'd be I'm like, can I get my brain right? He would be in training, and we would be seeing him for a decent amount of time during the day when I would be home. And so now we get like all day together, and I just say he's stuck with me and I'm stuck with him. But the quality time that we're having as a family is pretty amazing. That's been probably by far the most valuable thing I could say that's come out of this. And something that I really, really appreciate about this time, because I think you have to find like those simple things that you appreciate in this moment, otherwise you will go crazy. And I think that there is a silver lining to everything, as people would say, and to this time. And I'm just saying to God, like, what do you want me to hear in this time? Like, what am I supposed to understand from all of this? How am I supposed to receive all of what's happening to us? And then I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's getting a little bit more crazy, because now there's like a continuation of the stay-at-home orders, and it's like, what does this mean? Like, okay, so how long is this going to go? Can they find a vaccine soon? Like, because I'm incredibly concerned about us going back into society without a vaccine. I don't know about you all, but for me, I'm really concerned about that, because I think it's just going to be a cyclical thing that's going to keep on going around and around and around. And it really concerns me, especially for me being pregnant, for my kids going back to school, just all those things. Like, so many different circumstances, I think, will be affected by this. And so for me, I'm just trying to it's just like it's hard to even wrap your head around it, because we don't have answers. Like, I think that's probably, one of the craziest pieces to this puzzle. Like, we just don't have answers. And I've never witnessed a time in my life that the world has been in this state.